Good afternoon. My name's Matt W.L. Norona. I'm your host and one of the presenters for today. We're going to do a very quick intro into the Swapit ecosystem. Super sharp today, because then what I want to do is bring on our network director, Mr. Rune Evanson, for some updates. I also want to bring on our CEO and founder, Mr. Eric Alexandre, who's going to introduce our very special guests for today. So I'm going to share my screen and we are going to go into a very short update. So if you are a guest here today, just gives you an idea of who we are, what we're about, and how our collaborations are disrupting the blockchain industry all around the world. Welcome to Swapit, a place where we swap and win, a brand new project founded in 2021, bringing you a mix of fun and blockchain technology, realizing cryptocurrency, gamification, and DeFi. Now, Swapit is brought to us by very sought after, experienced players in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space. Mr. Eric Alexandre, who we will be hearing from, is an absolute legend in the space, being the first person from blockchain to sponsor Premier League football, both here in the UK where I live, but also the Serie A over in Italy. His unique and official partnership with Mintable through his Jetcoin Institute has been recognized by the American billionaire, Mr. Mark Cuban. And Eric is an enigma in the space. He's very committed to collaborating with the best projects on the planet and bringing them to you, the members at Swapit, okay? You're going to be hearing, I'm so excited, you're going to be hearing from one of them today. Very quickly on the Swapit ecosystem. Swapit is an ecosystem. We have three big engines. First of all, our bespoke product, which allows you to play a game, a social game, very easy for people to play. You use digitized tokens and you create shares in liquidity pools. Now, in these liquidity pools, we airdrop the hottest tokens, projects, NFTs on the planet. We also allow you in some of our packages, for instance, the Legend package, to become privy and party to private sales. And today, if you're on the call, you are going to get an inside overview of one of the top hottest projects on the planet, collaboration which Swapit brings you, and a private sale, and also pre-sale later on in November for the members, but a private sale for our Legend holders. We of course have our own token, which is engine number 2, which is our SWIT token, and we wrap all of our ecosystem up with a lucrative compensation plan that recognizes the importance of building community, and that community playing the game, releasing our token in a very bespoke way. The SWIT token, a few of the coin metrics there on the screen. It's a very much sought after token. If you're a Legend holder, congratulations, because you have got yourself at least 25,000 of that SWIT token. It's a liquidity token and people all around the world are in demand for this token. Very important indeed. And again, we allow you to access all of this through our unique game that everybody can play in our monthly pools. This month we are dropping the mute because there's a bit of wind in the background and it's not from this end. So I'm just going to mute there. Hopefully that'll go. Yes. This month in October, we are airdropping the very nice RFox token. We've done a presentation on that. You can find that on YouTube or get to the person that's invited you to onto this call. This is a very exciting project indeed. And today I am so excited. Seriously, I'm like a child at Christmas. We're going to be hearing from the CEO and founder, the exec team from Pro Reality Gaming, their whole ecosystem. We're going to be learning about this very important project, which is disrupting the space, but is going to be one of the historical game changers in this industry. Remember, business is fun and fun is business, and that's exactly the way that it is. At Swapit, we've got one mission, to help you to live life on your terms. And as we do that, we bring you the best and the premium projects on the planet. So if you're not registered, get registered now with the person that has invited you to this call. Without further ado, I am going to stop my screen share. I'm going to invite our network director, Mr. Rune Evanson, to come on board, give us some updates. He will bring Eric on, and then we will get into the executive team. Mr. Rune Eriksson, looking very, looking very, very cool indeed. I'm trying to make you Swedish, this is terrible. Rune, how are you? Looking really cool.
If I were to become Swedish, I would have to move to Borlänge, I guess. It's the most famous place in Sweden now. So anyway, but I'm currently here in Singapore. Will actually relocate to another Asian location in some months, but it's another interesting market, and we can discuss that more later. But yes, a lot of updates as of this morning, midnight UTC. All new packages are in place, including the new Legend package that is now 10,000 USD, includes 1,500 cards, and it also creates 1,100 BV. With the Legend package also implemented as of this morning, now 12% binary bonus instead of 10. Do note that all the coupons for the all packages have been removed from the shop. If you are currently holding a coupon of any of the older legacy packages, whether that be the $100 bronze or 250 silver or 500 gold, whatever, make sure you use them this week. As of midnight next Monday, UTC, they will no longer be usable. So make sure, spread it to your teams and everybody, inform them if they have some older coupons laying around in their drawers or wherever. Make sure to use them this week. With the new Legend package, we also have the Super Legend Intro promo. And you mentioned the SWIT token that is planned to go on Uniswap on December 15th. You will, of course, get airdropped SWIT token as a Legend holder. You will also get airdropped SWIT token based on your rank. But from now until the 5th of December, as of this morning, both seller and buyer of the new Super Legend package will receive 5,000 SWIT tokens. That is a minimum guarantee value of $500 each to both buyer and seller. So that's like $1,000 kickback on a Legend pack. So utilize this powerful promo. So you have a unique chance there to stack up some extra SWIT token before they hit the market in mid-December. So I think that is pretty much it for the updates from my side. We see that the just airdropped Shiba Inu took a jump 20% up again today after doing a small correction. So once again, we did a good pick on the month's airdrop. So let's monitor and see how RFox is doing as well. But of course, this week and in the months to come now, it is all about the game. The token sale will start at midnight UTC tonight. So that means in about 9 hours. And why am I'm so excited about that project? You will hear more from the people directly involved in the project. I have seen it. I have met Daniel several locations here in Singapore. Happy to make acquaintance with him. Super guy, super smart, super skilled, super experienced. And I think you all will be thrilled to hear more about the project from him. So with that, I think I'll hand over to Eric.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think before we start with Dan, I think it's good to remember when we first started the Swapit beginning of the year, right? One of the philosophy was to educate our community on actually what was crypto. And I think today, as last week as well, we had the founder last week, remember? And we have really a mission to bring you interesting project, interesting airdrop. But today is a bit special because actually as the first private sale we're opening to our member. And for all these people on the call, you have to realize private sale are really, really special, exclusive. They open to the inner circle. Those are for the whale, the people who put normally 100 to 200K on the table to start the project, and it's limited to a certain amount of participants. And thanks to Dan, because I met with Dan, introduced to Rune, and really like the project right away. I think play and earn is big, but I think with Dan's project, we can see this further than that. We have also the NFT element, which is super important. We know with Swapit, we have on NFT, we have on technology with JetCon, and we look at project who actually leverage that NFT technology. And I think when you bring it to gaming, that's definitely the right space and the right time. What we've seen in crypto in the past few years, actually, since even 2016, 17, gaming and crypto is a wedding in heaven. That works perfectly, is a perfect match. And now with that NFT technology, I think with a good story and a good team, that could be really something interesting to do. So I'm pretty excited about this project. So right away, I called Rune. We met with Dan. We invested in. Of course, Dan can also count on us to support him with a network of connections. So we brought to a couple of AV guns to talk to him and to invest in the project. And we just wish now there's enough allocation for a member. That's something I was mentioning to Matt early on with a quick call with other leaders, right? And I was translating some of the Zoom call we had with Daniel and his project and some of the big players. But we also want this big player because some of them invest on big projects like Binance, Telegram. And we're talking about big players. It's not only the investment part of it, it's what they bring to the table and the possibility that gives to the project. So without further ado, I think I will ask Daniel to unmute. So Daniel has a strong background in gaming and finance, and I think I'll let him introduce himself. And Daniel, you're on. I think you're co-host, right? You can introduce yourself and lead us through Proto reality game.
Yeah, he can unmute himself. Go ahead, Dan. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you so much. I mean, you're too kind. I won't take any of the necessary credit for any of the words you said, but it's very nice to be invited, and thank you for the opportunity. It's great to speak to all of you, and of course, I really want to explain what we're doing with our projects, and hopefully I will get a good run through on that, and then questions at the end, I hope. But just before I do that, Eric, how much time do I have in order to do this?
I think you can take your time. Right now, the call lasts until midnight over, so we have a bit over 46 minutes, 47 minutes now, or 48. So you're all right. Take your time. I mean,
okay, cool.
Don't take 2 hours. I mean, we're going to try to have a bit of a conversation with you afterwards, and maybe a couple of questions from the member. Okay.
Okay.
But first,
cool.
Dan, before going through the deck, I'd like you to give a brief introduction of where you come from, what you do, and what was the brainchild, or what's the idea behind PRGC? Tell us.
Yes. Okay. So I guess, I mean, obviously I am a Brit, so you can tell that from my accent, but I've spent a lot of time living overseas in the last 10 years, well, 15 years plus, mostly outside the UK. The last 3 years been spent in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City. And for some of you, you may know that Ho Chi Minh and Vietnam in particular is a bit of a hotbed for tech development and game development. But aside from it being an amazing place, I was working with a video game company there. That video game company enjoyed massive amounts of success, right? Like more than 2 billion downloads across its total portfolio of game applications over, say, the last 3 years. It's on the top charts of all the different either Apple iStore or Google Play Store game downloads, all the different game charts, huge amounts of success. And basically what I have done with some ex-colleagues from that business is that we have decided that we will want to venture out onto our own, start our own thing, our own new projects, our own dream. And I guess it's been in the making really for about, I would say, 6 months. It obviously took some time for it all to come together, but it is a very interesting crossroads between video gaming and crypto, and using, I guess, the blockchain as the in-game economy layer, as the solution for the different amounts of interaction and transactions, and I guess movement of value inside the game itself. So yes, I mean, we all sat down and we came and we thought about what we thought we would want to make as a game opportunity. And so we have created this company, which is Proto Reality Games. And Proto Reality Games takes on this idea about the future, about what the world may potentially look like, the crossover between the online and the offline elements of entertainment, cultural interaction, gamification, some elements of story, journey, but of course it also looks around the ecosystem element of blockchain and what we are seeing, which is the development of the play to earn or the free to earn areas within gaming itself. And then if some of you are aware of this area, which I'm sure you are, you will know of the very much the hit success story, which is, I guess, Axie Infinity Sky Mavis, which is a Vietnamese company, and who we know rather well because my co-founders know of the founder at Axie, Mr. Trung. And so we have decided to really kind of capitalize on this very particular area. So I'll run you through the presentation now, and I'll show you a little bit about what we're trying to develop. And then, yes, look forward to taking questions towards the end. Cool. So on the front page, you can see a little bit about really where we think the future is, right? Like we are Proto Reality Games. We have this concept of a future of like this dystopian element of how the world might eventuate, how it might look at a city level, a street level. But the first thing to note is that primarily we are a video game company. I mean, we are not necessarily your blockchain cutting edge, bleeding edge development team. We are much more on the video game side. So we approach this opportunity from a gaming point of view, and then we use the crypto layer inside the game. So the reason why I tell you that is because actually it's really important within gaming to attract people and to retain people inside the game. And I think in order to do that, you really need a team who've actually lived and breathed gaming for quite some time. But the storyline for our game will be a character as they approach this what we call this Forgotten Outstation 119. Our game will be a journey. It will be creative, design-led. It's world building. It's a journey for the user. They will have to solve challenges. I guess it would be described as a mix of role-playing, strategy, adventure, and a little bit of trading as well. But the idea is that we want the player to come for the game. They will come and join us for the aspect of gameplay and entertainment, but they will stay for more than just the game. So we have these other ideas around social community, autonomous spaces, and what we call a retro world window, but I'll come to that. But I mean, at the very beginning, what you'll see as a character when you enter this whole new world will be this with a storyline, as you see here, a cutscene, emptiness, fog, and then as the character walks through, then the whole start of the journey inside the game will begin. And so this is what we are calling Derivative Outstation 119, which will be our first title. Obviously, we are starting a video game company, and we will hope to have other titles. And of course, as we have a token, we will want the token to be interchangeable between all titles that we produce. But as you can see here, we do have a long history amongst my co-founding team of working in the video game industry. We are sort of, I guess we would describe ourselves as gaming experts. But what we want to do is we want to generate this new sort of intersection between gaming and crypto, and an idea of connection. You see a lot of words here around the key things that we want to get to. Immersive is one of them, world building another. These are really important things for us. It will initially be a first-person game, so you will enjoy it on your own as the character develops. But then, in order to continue and complete the ultimate stages of the journey and through the game, you'll have to come together in a multiplayer fashion in order to complete that. And again, yes, as I said earlier, we are a game company first and foremost, but we will utilize the blockchain for in-game economy. So the aspects of entertainment, commerce, communication, these are really important to us. We do believe that the world in which we live in, as technologists, we believe that things are changing at quite some speed, obviously accelerated by COVID, but the aspects of bringing together all these different mediums is really interesting to us. And so we think there's a huge amount of creativity. We're going to have very high interest and focus around artwork and also user experience and music. So the original soundtrack, we're actually in talks with some local, very high profile DJs in Singapore to create original music and or complete original mixing of other music inside the game. So the experience of the gaming journey is really important for us. And as I said, around the aspect of bringing users to the game, but getting them to stay inside the game, what we want to build is we want to build this idea of social community. And social community for us is different to social media. So we're going to stay all the heck away from social media. When we say social community, what we want to do is we want to allow within this world, and I guess the best way for you to imagine it would be at a street level, sort of like futuristic city, like a Hong Kong merged with a China, maybe merged with like a futuristic version of Ho Chi Minh. But on street corners and at street level, there will be these ideas of autonomous spaces where users can literally generate any content that they would like, subject to some moderation with AI and also with user moderation around passions and interests. So we anticipate that users will do that individually, but we also know that there's an opportunity for us to really push this with brand partnerships. So if you think about, I guess, like street culture, if you were to think about, say, fashion brands, like an example of that would be Adidas Yeezys, like they would be able to do something within the game environment, which would be, I guess, an NFT. There would be an online version within the game, and there may be an offline NFT version that they could take to a store, free access, special access, all these types of things. So the autonomous space is really important for us. Our game is going to include we'll always use the Solana blockchain in order to facilitate the in-game economy, the transactions, things around level design, and everything around the token itself, and also the social community DAO. So in terms of game visuals, to give you kind of like an idea of where we're heading, we've got quite a bit of like pre-concept artwork delivered already, 2D, 3D. This will give you a little bit of an idea about how we're hoping things will look and feel. If you are gamers, then there is a list of games where we're really very specifically focusing around different elements as being applicable within our game. So we want to drag in some of these things. So there's ideas around storyline, sort of like interesting features, multiplayer aspects, using more than one in-game mechanism at one time. A lot of those different things come through in these different games. I guess another easy way to show it is around cultural touch points of films. And I guess this is very much where we want to play. On this slide, you will all recognize all of those very major titles. I guess Blade Runner 2049 is one of the most influential parts for our team. Okay, so how are we different? I guess in this moment, of course, this year, through the crypto journey, there has been DeFi, then there's been NFT, and now gaming with crypto is very, sort of the moment. It's in vogue. We think we're a little bit different to everybody else. The reason why is because we've got quite an experienced team. I mean, without being shy about it, I think we've got some of the best people on the Vietnam development side, and also on the Taiwanese artist side, the animation side, that are available at this point in time. And so we believe that we've got an experienced team, and we think we have this really interesting team vision, which is around this world, and then also including the blockchain layer. As I mentioned before, around innovative product features, we are focused very heavily on these autonomous spaces, but we also have this idea about what we call the retro world window. And the reason why we have that is because as we start to see this changing landscape between gaming, the online and the offline worlds, there is a real gap at the moment in terms of, I guess, like education and the ability to inject that sort of element of virality and bringing people inside the game. So what we want to do is we want to allow both users through these autonomous spaces and through the community DAO and through token usage, the ability to showcase certain elements of the game. And so the way in which to think about this might be like, I guess, like an Instagram type portal, which would be for the game as a new interface, outside in and inside out. The user would have the ability to show some stuff, and maybe we will also be, and we want to be able to show things on an automated basis using some AI to select things which look very interesting. And then people from the outside will be able to literally have that glimpse inside the game and see sort of like a microcosm of what's going on, and allow them to get that really interesting view. And then finally, of course, we want to have this really sophisticated but elegant and beautiful internal communication system. And the reason why that's important is because within these types of environments, you need to make it sleek. You need to make it look really cool and really sexy in terms of being able to engage and attract the users. So yeah, I guess at this point, the main reason why I'm talking to this select group is because at this moment in time, we are undertaking a private token raise as part of our company development, and that is the PRGC token. You can see a lot of the different benefits here around what we're trying to do in terms of the utility coin that we're offering. It does relate mostly to the inside of the game around progression, items, skins, mods, etc. But it also includes the ability to reduce the advertising touch points within the game itself, that we will have what we describe as native in-game advertising, which will be very elegant. It will be unobtrusive, almost unnoticeable in some ways, but it will add something because of our game is very much linked to the sort of the environment. If you think about New York Times Square, you see the advertising and it actually kind of contributes to the destination, and that's what we will have within our game. We will obviously have the ability to do on-ramp through different exchanges using specific NFTs around maybe characters, images, and experiences. There's obviously going to be a marketplace inside the game. The token will facilitate the transactions within the marketplace, and then some of the other things which we spoke about around the innovative features, those will be enabled through the utility token, the PRGC token. I've spoken quite a bit really about what we're trying to do with the autonomous spaces, trying to bring people in. There's a benefit for the user, there's a benefit for the game, there's a benefit for the brands, there's a benefit for the whole ecosystem really. And what we want to do is we want to try and develop this thing out into be a really big and really interesting opportunity. And yeah, I mean, I'll skip across some of these elements which are related directly to the video gaming industry. But I mean, at its core, the video game industry is a very large industry, and it's only got larger since we've been all in these sort of like confined lockdown periods. People have turned to gaming as a source of entertainment. We are doing a $1.5 million US private token raise. We will be doing further rounds, which will be described as a public sale for a total of 6 million in a couple of different ways, but those will come after the private round is completed. And of course, we do believe this is a really strong opportunity for people who are coming on board this journey with us at this time. You can see that at the moment, the market for mobile gaming is about $80 billion US, and it's going to almost double by 2025. The user base is enormous, and at some point it's probably going to be a very significant majority percentage of the whole population. 3.2 billion we forecast by 2025 actual users. Okay, so at this moment in time, we're obviously going through the private sale round. Other aspects are completed, and there are other things still to go. Of course, we will do the private sale, the public sale, and then we will be doing listings on decentralized and centralized exchanges. And our timeline around what we call the initial game offering or the private sale at the moment is around this 30 days within October. We will do a pre-sale in November for approximately 15 days, and then a public sale in December. And then I'm going to just probably skip over this element. The most important part of this, obviously, is that we will be doing a lot of development work. We will be committing to do an MVP product by Q2 next year, and then we will have launch by Q3 next year. But I guess really the most important thing is just around the team, right? So we've got some really interesting people. Me being probably the least of the interesting. The most interesting are the other guys who are the real, like the engine house of the company. Product people who've been responsible for, you know, massive amounts of downloads, massive amounts of, you know, tens of millions of dollars of revenue, if not hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue. Full video game development cycle from ideation to actual coding, development and production and listing of games. We've got blockchain people. We have very strong CTOs, both live and as acting as advisors. Things will probably change as we actually get the private sale completed. I'm very sure that we will expand on the tech side quite quickly. And then, of course, a lot of the different people have experience both in gaming and then also in other areas. For instance, one of the guys used to work for ByteDance, wrote the strategy rollout for Southeast Asia for the TikTok application, and then others key leaders in the open source software development movement, and also work at very strong tier 1 banks within the Singapore ecosystem. Yeah, I mean, I've done a very much a whistle stop tour there of like what we're trying to achieve, what we're trying to do. I do hope that gives you an overview. The last thing I'll say about this is that this is an emerging area. This is changing so very quickly, and it may even change in some ways what we call the way in which people work, right? Because at the moment, if you look at Axie, you can see all of the headlines around people, particularly in certain countries in Asia, who are making more than, say, 75% of their monthly income now because they're playing games and they're being rewarded within games. We are seeing, I think, a new emergence of a different type of entertainment category, and what we want to do is we want to take advantage of that opportunity. And we think we have the right people, and we think we have the right products and the right direction, and that's the reason why we're talking to people right now in order to complete on our private token fund rounds.
Cool, thanks, Dan. Really good presentation. I think Rune can come back, and Matt as well. I think I really like the idea, the few things you mentioned, but especially towards the end, I feel we see that development is really important. Is within the game, there's a new economy emerging where people can earn as they play. Or I think these autonomous space are really interesting because it could be a shop, could be an art scene, could be some kind of, it could be a classroom as well. So you can really, people will be able to build in some creative ideas there and actually earn from that. And that's going to create so much more traffic, more user. And I really like also the idea to interface with the actual real world through different platforms to give a glimpse of what's happening down there, because it will give the community at large, people who are not playing, oh, that's what's happened in this game. All of a sudden, you can also consider, you can have a newsletter about what's happening in a Proto reality in the station, right? On a weekly basis, you can have somebody deciding on one of the autonomous space, oh, I want to do the online magazine of the game and share some news and share some clip, and all of a sudden you have another opportunity for new people to come and to join because they think they're missing out on playing that game and interesting things happening there. And I think I see that as a really a strong factor for big growth and token adoption.
Exactly. Yeah, 100% agree, Eric.
It's very good presentation. Thank you very much, Dan. And can I ask, where are we at the private sale now? I just want to make sure that we still have some room for our members, since we are opening up tomorrow morning, or actually in about eight and a half hours from now, we are opening up for the token purchase for our members. So where are we at now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good question, right? Like, so, and genuinely, we've had very strong responses. Like, so as Eric said, I've been obviously talking to lots of different groups that I know, both in Asia and also in the West Coast of the US. it has been taken quite strongly in terms of the uptake. I would say that we are almost 90%, right, in terms of getting it done, right? But there is still some space, yes, absolutely. And I will be, of course, as committed, I will be making sure that I will be carving out an allocation for the group as it relates to Swapit directly. But yes, I mean, it's not going to be more than, I would say, an order of 100 or 200,000. That would probably be pushing it to the maximum in terms of trying to finalize the whole of the 1.5 mil.
Yeah, okay, but that's a good indication, and that's also very valuable info to all our members on the call here. And as Matt mentioned initially, a token sale is very often divided up in 3 stages, right? You have a private sale, where it's basically friends and family and angel investors and the larger guys that comes in and pre-fund the project. That's the pre-sale. And then you have a private sale, and then you go to a pre-sale, which is very often also very limited in amount of participants and also with the amounts that they can come in with, and then you open up for a public sale. But the key here is that in a private sale, there is very often a minimum investment, because you don't want to attract thousands of investors in a private sale. You want to keep that to a few handfuls normally. So those basically have a buy-in minimum limit of $50,000 or $100,000 minimum, right? But since we, through Swapit and individually in the executive team, have already taken up a large portion, and we are basically bulking this together, we are over that limit. So that's why we are now opening up in bulks of $100 to our members, and then we are pooling that together. But as you all heard Dan say, that they are close to 90% of the token sale filled. That means around 150 to 200,000 maximum. And I know that there has been Zoom calls and exchange of documents and everything going on during the weekend, Friday evening, Thursday evening, of investors that will come back to you on Monday and Tuesday, right? And we are at Monday now. Yep. So we don't know. Come Tuesday lunch, maybe it's over. We don't know. So, but that is not to create a fear of loss, although fear of loss is good in these settings. But you have to know your visitation time here, that this is a unique opportunity. I would say, without knowing every individual on the call, that in a normal setting, 90–95% of you would not have access to a private sale. Maybe some of you would have access to a pre-sale. All of you could have access to a public sale if you knew about the project, right? Because there are so many projects out there doing token sales and NFT drops and etc. Here we are bringing the team to you, so you hear directly from them. We have gone through this presentation once. Now you hear it directly from the CEO with their extensive background, top of the line when it comes to both design and game developing, long experience. And I love that fact that they are staying true to their core by saying that we are first and foremost a game developer, right? And that we have discussed in our group many times when it comes to the bridge over between crypto and network marketing as well, right? With Eric and the executive team, we are first and foremost a tech company that is using network marketing as a go-to-market strategy. We are not a typical MLM company that just want to ride the wave and throw in a coin. And the same way with Proto Reality, they are first and foremost a game developer. And then, of course, they have hired skilled blockchain personnel within their team. And then they're also using advisors with long experience within the crypto and blockchain field. So they are tying it together, but they are staying true to their core, and I really love that. So in 8.5 hours, guys, it should be open. It sounds from IT that everything is on track to push it live. You can buy directly from your cash account, or you can buy with crypto. Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and TRX can be used, all in the back office, in the shop solution. There will pop up a page for token sale, and it will only be this token sale. Now, this is our #1 and first ever token sale through Swapit. So the results of this is also like a milestone and something for Swapit to work forward with. If we can deliver a successful private sale and pre-sale to Proto reality, that also open up the doors further for Swapit in connection with other companies in the future to be a launch pad and to be a platform with a strong community. We know for a fact that our community is not a get the tokens cheap and dump community. We have seen that already all the way since we started our airdrops back in May, June. There has been very little sales from our people. They are holding on to them. They know that some of the picks that we have done is based on coming events. So there are things in the making. We have seen the increase of Shiba Inu by 4x since we introduced the airdrop there. We have seen the rise of the SATT token. We had the founder there on the call last week with their new technology going live, etc. So we're hoping that that is one more vertical for Swapit to actually be a strong launch pad for other companies, that we at the same time as helping them raising the funds, but we are also educating a community for them.
Yeah, and I think, Rune, it's important, as really our main mission is to educate, but it also will show to the crypto community and blockchain community that actually Swapit has been open to other projects, because what we noticed in past network marketing project, they create their own token, they sell it or airdrop it to their member, but they're not open to other projects. Here we're doing the opposite. We're opening up our community to many opportunities on the top of the airdrop, a private sale. And based on the success, of course, for me, I have total confidence that Dan and his team can deliver a fantastic game. And that's going to be also like a landmark at the level to say, oh, part of this game was funded with a team of network marketing strategy. And I think that's quite unique in the blockchain space. So we're bringing the strength of your experience of the network marketer into the crypto and the gaming industry. And I think that's exciting, because ultimately all of you guys will be playing games, or your kids will be playing that game anyway. One day you can say, oh, I was part of it. I started this with the founder of Swapit. This is the first project actually we're open to a private sale. And I think what's important to remember, a private sale, as Rune said, normally nobody has access to it, even to the public sale. I mean, normally, like I was showing some NFT today to Matt and his group about the Messi NFT, the Pacquiao NFT. I bought them 2 hours after they were launched. They were sold out. And I was explaining, oh, but that NFT for Messi, the football player, was minted at 2,500 sample. It was snatched in 2 hours. Messi has over 20 million or 50 million fans. One is going to get to them. You can imagine how that's going to spin. And that NFT was launched less than a month ago, and it's sold out. You cannot get it on the market. People don't even know it exists yet. So I think when you think on the term of the private sale of a gaming crypto project, I think with exactly on the same token. You really, that's it. This is the first stage. This is your chance to participate. And I think that's how you can grow a healthy portfolio and make a serious return. Because of course, as we said before, the private sale is at 1 cent now. The public sale will go at 2. And when it goes to public, we're at 5. So already, there's a value added there. But of course, to sustain that value, there'll be some lockup period and vesting period, because I think what everybody don't want, or people could be afraid of as well, for the team and for the investor like us, We're the ones, some we just decide, oh, maybe they don't believe in anything anymore, or they go and move country and they dump the token. So the distribution will be done smartly, and we'll see as the game is developed, the MVP is coming out, we see user base, a large community, you'll see the demand of the token increasing. And we're knowing when your token comes, they already have a 5, 10, 20x. And I think that's the exciting part of it. I think Daniel mentioned about Axis Infinity. I think, Rune, you can give us a bit of the metrics of how that token did for Axis Infinity, just to give a bit of reference for a member, no?
Yeah, I mean, the maximum supply of the AXS token is 270 million. So it is about 25% of the PRGC token. But it was trading, like last time we spoke, for $123. I haven't checked the price today. So if
and what's the public sale? You remember the public sale?
I don't remember the public sale, but it was way under $1 on the opening price. I can't recall the actual price there, but if you count that they have one quarter of the circulating supply, and if you then estimate that this game should reach the same heights in valuation, that will mean that approximately a quarter of the token price as well. And at $130, then 25%. This is just over $30.
I get the listing price. So when they listed, they were 13 cents. Today they're $118.
That's when
guys.
they listed. So they most likely, if they follow the 125 model, that should normally be a 2 cent, 5 cent, and 10 cent token sale.
Okay, 2, 5,
right?
10. Okay.
Roughly, if they follow the same model as we are using here with PRGC, we are using the 125 as the ratio. Private sale at 1 cent, pre-sale at 2 cent, and public sale at 5 cent. That is a very common model. So if that's the case, they have gone then from 2 cent private sale to $130. Right, and you can just imagining coming in here then at 1 cent, and if it goes down to $30 or $50 or $60, of course this is not financial advice, but I also have to say, in order to take part of the private sale in 8 hour, you need to be a Legend member. Only Legend members can participate, because we have to limit the access on the private sale. For the pre-sale and public sale, we will open up for all the Swapit members. So it's limited within the limitations to make sure that we don't oversubscribe on day one. But others also, I saw just today, there was something that called the Mechaverse, not Metaverse, but it was called Mechaverse, based on anime characters or something from Japan. Instead of doing a token sale, they did an NFT drop of 8,888 NFTs. They won $80 million in sale. $80 million in sale, right? So, and we're seeing more and more of these games, but there also, I have a feeling now that a lot of crypto people are now like trying to add a game, because that is the in thing, right? It is the trend. But then I want to reverse that again and go back to what I said with the core, staying true to the core, that Dan and his team, they are game developers. They are game developers. He's not saying that this is a blockchain game or anything. They develop a adventure walkthrough sort of video game, but they are adding blockchain elements as the in-game economy, right? So they are staying true to their core. They are not just trying to jump on a hype. They have, of course, taken on some solid advisors, and they have hired the right people in their team. So my belief is strong. Again, big disclaimer, not financial advice. You do your own due diligence, but we are providing you with the information. You can also look it up. They will, within the next coming weeks or so, come out with their official website and stuff once that is ready. And so we are looking forward to see and follow the journey. I know that we have at least some very, very solid and experienced gamers within our own community that would love to become one of the beta testers. When you are getting ready for that, when you're getting ready for that, I'll wait. I was calling everywhere here now. I just have to reject the call here.
Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah, I think in the meantime, we can take some questions from the member, guys. So if you have any question about the game, about what's happening, you can write in the chat box and we'll pick them up accordingly. Okay, Ron, you're back on?
Yeah, I'm back on. I would just say that what I was saying, and I hope that as we discussed with Dan also, when we are coming to the MVP stage and that you're looking for beta testers, that we can have an allocation there. I know that Artis is an avid gamer with many years of experience there, all the way back from World of Warcraft and Dota and all of this. You can use from Annette their question. Yes, you can use any wallet because you are using the shop in the back office of Swapit. But as Dan mentioned in his presentation, the token will be based on Solana. So we will open up in your profiles for you to add Solana wallets. But we have plenty of time there still because we're just entering the private sale phase. And as Eric mentioned also, there will be a lockup period and so forth before the token gets released. So we will get back to you on that, where you can download a Solana wallet, how to use it, etc. We will create tutorials for all of that. So no worries there whatsoever. How will the token be released? 10% a week or no, for the private sale, it is 6. Was it 6 plus 6, Dan?
Yes.
Yeah, 6 months and 6 months. Yeah. So 6 months lockup and every month, right?
Yeah, 6 months lockup. That means, but that lockup started already 1st of October.
Yeah.
So we are then going to March before the lockup is over, and then
Okay, I shut him down. It's okay.
And then from April onwards, it will be released monthly. But you don't have to worry there anyway if the lockup is 2 or 3 or 4 months, because the listing on exchange is targeted around March anyway. So
I'll pick up Matt's question, and then also you can build on it. So what we know, Solana actually is a really fast operation. I think for gaming, it's a must, as well as the fee is really low. But also, we all know Ethereum network. No, the fee have been high lately since Ethereum hit the 3,000 as usual. We're planning to do bridge to BSC as well for the token in order to list on PancakeSwap. There might be a wrap PRGC as well for Uniswap. So this on the pipeline to come back to the wallet, to MetaMask. We know the team of MetaMask have been really good at implementing over protocol, and Solana might be one of the protocols they also implement within the MetaMask wallet. So we don't know in the next 6 months time. What's interesting for the lockup period, you have to realize after 6 months starting 1st of October, it actually matches when the MVP is out, right, Dan? Is the timing close to the MVP or no?
Yep. Yeah.
So it will give us interesting timing because no, the MVP will be out. The first listing will be coming out as well. So it's a really interesting time because the hype will be built and they have actually the product. And I think the product is create a lot of excitement. Another thing I like to add, because we had a few conversations with Dan, of course, there's also a marketing allocation when the token is created on the token economics, and it's not impossible. One of the monthly airdrop can end up being the Proto reality. So the people who came at the private sale all of a sudden, hey guys, no, this month is the Proto airdrop, and I think that could be quite exciting after seeing the token listed for 2 or 3 months to come and do an airdrop for the new participant who realize, wow, I should have been there a year ago. But that's over an angle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so key reasons for us on Solana, and we evaluated many different blockchains. We were looking at Polygon in the beginning, but it seems like the movement right now is really towards Solana in general. But really the reasons for us is because it's fast, it's quick, and it's cheap. And a lot of the in-game transactions are going to be what we consider to be like micro level transactions. So we need that stuff to be seamless. And that's the reason why we select Solana.
Yeah, and we've seen lately, like I think Ru and I participate with the executive team. We actually saw the CryptoPet, and this guy they launch actually NFT with AR. So you scan it and you can see through your phone camera, it comes in AR actually. So, and they built on Solana as well. So we see, and what's interesting, what the project is doing, their pet will be able to go on most of the project as well. They'll be able to integrate on multi-metaverse, that's what they call it. So that's really interesting to see. There's an adoption of the gaming community of Solana. I mean, after making some research, I realized it's quite popular within the gaming community. So it also helped. The Solana community is quite passionate as well. So remember, once the public sale comes in, we're going to have the community from the crypto coming in as well. It won't be only Swapit, and people will be surprised at the speed of sales is going and what's happening after. And we reach that because we need the crypto community to participate, to help on the liquidity and the token circulation. But ultimately, the game success will define this much better than just the pure speculative aspect of it. And of course, what Dan is doing with his team, for me, I really like the UI UX. You guys know from my creative background, I'm really specific, and Ru knows that. When we're launching Swapit, we was going back at it. We had some serious argument with the tech team. We never understood why I was not pleased with certain design of the game, of a Swapit platform. And I was hammering down really hard. I said, you guys blind, you work with sunglasses or something. I was not nice about it because it was really getting. And when I saw Dan's design and when I see the team background, when they're done, I know people will love to be just in that space and play with it. It's really into the trend, what needs to be done. But and you look at the movie reference, definitely Blade Runner, The Matrix, and Ready Player One. That's you have all the elements of that. In fact, we just had a bit of a chat today with a potential PR agency and a marketing agency, and I really like what they're going to do. I won't mention it, Dan, because that's for your team to reveal it. They're really interesting. What I would say, what I like about the way they approach also their marketing, since it's a game, there'll be element of the game within the marketing itself. So it won't be like a pure traditional announcement with the community. I think they're going to bring the game to their marketing solution as well with storytelling. That's going to be really exciting. So I give enough clue, Dan, right? I would say Ready Player One for the people who've seen the movie, and we stay there, okay?
Yeah. Don't tell everything, but yes, of course.
No, just a bit of tea. So don't.
I
think it's also for a community that's the first approach to private sale. So we've been educating on airdrop, on the token function, and I think it's interesting for them to experience from our point of view, the expert or the people in the space for a long time, why we pick a project and another one, what we see in there, because we see the community, we day to day, we're in there. All of a sudden, when I met with you, Dan, I looked at the project, say, in fact, Dan was introduced by one of my friends, which is more like a VC analytic. He has a newsletter, Darren from the neighborhood, used to be my CrossFit trainer. And when Dan spoke about the project, I looked at it at first. So yeah, there's some elements were really interesting to me, but I started to pay more attention to gaming, what's happening in the space. And at that time, we looked at Red Fox, which is this month airdrop, by the way. So in fact, we talked to the main backer of Red Fox. We'll be coming on a Zoom and trying to invite the CEO towards the end of the month. So you're gonna have a hands-on conversation with them as well. So just to, for me, it's important for the Swapit community to understand the level of education we bring is at every layers. Know you'll be able, when you vest a token, to understand why you should buy the token. Not because your best friend or your friend say, guys, or the guy you just met, or the lady you just met 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago, are super excited about the project. You have to be able to make your own due diligence. And with us, I think you have access to deep inside crypto, which is really what it is about Monday. Right, Matt? You can come back on board, Matt, by the way. I think you're still muted, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought I'd unmute for a while. Congratulations, Dan. Excellent project. Really like it. Great presentation. And I just want to encourage the members. You know, this is a very special moment. It's, you know, a time to get into something very special before, you know, other people even know about it in the crypto space. So definitely take advantage. Obviously, we don't give financial advice. But what we do is bring you quality projects with quality founders, quality teams that have a real MVP that they can implement, and stuff that we think is got the legs to move north, you know. So go heavy, get as much as you can, because obviously we understand that with the allocation we've got, you know, I know Arno, for example, one of the Latvian guys, he's looking at this, and when they go, you know. So I'm going to be staying up tonight. I stayed up till 4 a.m. on Saturday for a boxing match. I'm going to be staying up tonight for the sale, I can tell you that. You know, so do get in, make sure you get yours, and don't let this be one of those moments where in a year or two's time, you look back and go, oh, I wish I'd got into Axie, or oh, I wish I'd have got into, you know, whatever. Go with your resources, you know, don't kill yourself to do this, but make sure you get your slice of the pie. And I just want to thank Eric and Runa again for bringing these world-class collaborations to us. It's a great privilege. If you're not a legend holder, get yourself a legend pack. I mean, you know, come on, and you can do this, okay? So get as much as you can, guys. That's my encouragement, really.
Perfect. Yeah. And a question from Amalia, what time is it EST? So EST is actually 2 hours after UTC. So midnight UTC is 1 a.m. UK time and 2 a.m. EST, if I'm not mistaken. And that is 8 p.m. here in Singapore. No, 8 a.m. in the morning here in Singapore. So I'm definitely not going to stay awake for it. I'm actually going to sleep first.
You've already got yours, Runa. You've already got yours.
Yeah, I bought quite some. So
I bet you did.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's good for the member to know that Ron and myself are coming on board as well, and will be helping Dan on the journey to the crypto side. But I think on the gaming, the team was, and what I like about the fact is a gaming team, they know how to code. So what we've seen is people trying to do a game and blockchain. Imagine if you have no experience in blockchain, crypto, and gaming, and you're going to do something similar. It's almost impossible. It's going to take 4 years, and probably you lose your money. But here we have a team, they understand the code. And I think your team, Daniel, can probably understand Solidity quite easily, right? They can write a smart contract. It shouldn't be that complex for them, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, already we have Dow, the live CTO. He's already worked on a previous game, which is using Solidity for the Ethereum layer of the in-game economy. But obviously, we're not going to be doing Ethereum. We'll be doing Solana. But yeah, of course, he's very adaptable. And the one thing to note is that I keep talking to everyone about this, is that we are hardcore technology development in Vietnam, right? And I don't know if people know, but Vietnam is probably one of the most emerging places in the world right now, in my opinion. Like, having lived there for 2 years in Ho Chi Minh City, the talent base is amazing. They're so hungry. They're young, they're green, they're super cool, right? Like, I can't talk highly enough about them. So almost any tech challenge, I haven't seen guys being able to not deliver on that. So that is basically all our team, and they're also super young, right? Like, they're so energetic.
No, but it's good, Daniel, because I think for us, Rune and I, we came in that space in blockchain. We're more commercial guy, for me, from the creative, and Rune with his exchange. And I think what we face most of the time is the tech, the lack of tech knowledge. So when I see your team know in their background, like, okay, these guys, they can deliver a really nice product, and that will work, and they'll be on it. And they can also hire the right team to when it grows. They are like we do with Swapit now anyway. But for us, it took a bit of time, because we had to really adopt to the tech, understand it, and actually learn part of it before we could develop a technology like the Jet NFT view and so forth. But for your team, at least they've done games who actually have so it's 2 billion downloads, right, already. So they already like have the experience there. So it's a really a comfort zone for me personally to go into this project and support it by any means.
Yeah. I mean, just to clarify, it's since inception, on the team that we have, when we worked at the previous company, it's 2 billion downloads with a B, right? Across, say, 3 years. And so that's, I mean, it's huge. Like, yeah, very, 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 very high experience levels.
Really good. Okay, so any more questions, guys? I think we're a bit above the hour. I think thank you, Dan, again, to make time and to present to our community. Thank thank you for allowing us to introduce that private sale, because I think that's the first time we did this in a group, actually, because most of the private sale Rune and I did in Singapore, in Korea, Hong Kong, is very small group in a 5-star hotel, all accredited investor. There's a handful of 10 to 20 packs. We have a small cocktail afterwards, and the decision is made the same night anyway. Sold out, that's it, finished. There's not even a conversation happening. And we also have people coming after us. Oh, can I get into the private sales? So it's closed. In fact, what's interesting, talking about Red Fox, because I didn't realize I knew the founder. In fact, one of the investors I introduced to Dan, Con Intelligence, right, wanted to invest in Red Fox. And Red Fox say, no, we fully funded. So I said, why don't you look at this project? Say, I'm interested, I want to talk to these guys. So, but what's interesting, Red Fox private sale was closed. That's it. They say, we don't have any more allocation. Even investors trying to go after big players are rejected. So it's almost like, no. So to open this to a group where the retail power buying, but coming together as a group, being able to have an allocation, I think that's quite unique and it's exciting. I think it's a great opportunity for all of us.
Yeah. And the thing I'll add on that, Eric, is that in this fashion, this is the only group that I'm talking to in this manner, right?
Thank you, Daniel. So we're quite exclusive for also this project as well. I think we're the only private sale group coming together. I mean, we're 68 in a group, and I'm sure some of the leaders I spoke to their community already. So there's already 200 people who are probably coming on board on this in our community. So that's exciting. Thanks, Dan. I think it's going to be, we're making history because this working is going to be a great operation, because if you look at it, we're planning for the time you launch your MVP and the game goes live and listed, the Swapit community will be well over 500,000 users, or I hope so, at least 500,000 users, and all these people will be educated and go straight to the game. So we have the two sides of it. All of a sudden, you have also a community would be ready to go because they understand what they're doing, and all our top leader of at least our legend pack holder, they understand Swapit and they understand the Proto ready game concept. They will get it. So it'll be really easy for them to explain it to others. I think that's a great advantage. We have to go one by one. But I think gaming is gaming, right? The gamer comes, they come, they pick up pretty fast, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, more than ever, right? People are playing games now, and the on ramp is so attractive, and I guess it all comes down to the value you offer, and that's what we hope to do with our experience, right? We hope that it's really attractive to the users.
Oh, great. Okay, so Matt, I think you can take it away. I think we're good for today.
Yeah, I can just add there before Matt closed it that since we have this limited allocation, we will monitor the reporting side of Swapit, and whether the sale lasts for 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, or 2 weeks, we don't know. But once we reach the limit for the private sale, we will just stop the option in the back office. So if the option is open, then is that of course there is no BV on sale, Mr. Mellon, I know. But the money doesn't go to us, they go to Dan. And Dan doesn't pay out commission and Swapit.
That's it.
So, all good. Thanks, and over to you, Matt.
Okay, excellent. Matt, I just got to say, I'm so excited, guys. If you're not excited by this, you either need a coffee or you need a brain, transplant. Unfortunate to say, this is just so good. And again, thank you guys for the opportunity. Eric, Rune, great to meet you, Dan. Thank you for your allocation to our group. Brendan Parker's absolutely pumped. So that says it all to me. Again, don't sit on the fence. Some of you need to take action. Okay, you've got to think like a Rune. You've got to think like an Eric. You've got to think like a Dan. Think like somebody that's going to leverage potentially one of the greatest opportunities that you will see in this space. So guys, we are going to get the recording out. We know many are in the offices, many are running their, bricks and mortar businesses, etc. We're going to get this out. Make sure you take action, because what you don't want is to wake up tomorrow morning and there's no more allocation left. Okay, so take advantage. Let's enjoy this together. On one fine day, we'll be sitting in London, Miami, Singapore, or wherever Rune's moving to, and we'll enjoy that cocktail and we'll say, do you remember that presentation? Do you remember what that's done? And I think that would be really, really cool indeed, guys. Swapit will always bring you the cream of the crop. It will always bring you the best of the best. and it will allow you to do it in a way that fits with your lifestyle and your budget. We're out of here. My name is Matt W. Nerona. On behalf of all of the Swapit executive team and our guest speakers today at Proto Reality Games, we want to thank you for your time and your participation. And now's time to take action. Thank you.